Let's be honest, we're honest with each other, right? Most of us are guilty of spending too much time on our phones, our tablets, and computers. Have you ever stopped to think about all the screen time and how it impacts your relationships? Well, I had the chance to ask Dr. Viviana. Here's our conversation. Oh, Dr. Viviana, hi. Oh, sorry, on my phone.
Same.
Sorry about that.
Always.
Always, always. Okay, so break it down for us. What impact can all of these smart devices have on our love life?
Okay, well, let's talk about the fact that everyone is reading into the meaning of punctuation, how long it takes to get your response, message length. Everyone is looking into everything now because tone isn't happening because we're not talking in person.
Totally agree.
So lots of mixed signals. I mean, there's that unclear digital communication that's happening. I see it in my office all the time where people are like, but I responded, yes, but it was with K.
Yeah, K is the worst. Never give a K. That's the
It's
worst.
like a slap across the face.
It's terrible to get a K, or the
Yes.
3 dots and then nothing. All right, so how can we avoid this? Because I've been falling prey to this a lot, where you can really misinterpret the tone, you can misinterpret the timing on it. How can we avoid this? And are you going to say call the person?
Well, I'm going to say at some point, maybe reference like preemptively. For instance, I've had friends who have told me, or new friends, were like, oh, based off of the way that you text, I thought you would have a completely different personality.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And they're like, oh, you're totally different. Or, sometimes if there are a lot of emojis involved, they might think, oh, I thought you were going to be like super young or silly or whatever. And it's like, I am neither. But so telling them like, hey, I tend to not have a lot of time, so my texts are very short, but please don't misconstrue that for being rude or disinterested, or the other way around. I love to talk to text, so letting someone know my texts are going to be like a full-on book, but don't feel like you need to respond to everything. We're trying to use technology for convenience, which is a wonderful thing.
Right.
But when you're speaking to people and you're trying to create relationships with them, giving them some of the background so that they don't interpret it through the wrong lens is very important.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, some of my friends, and I include myself when I say friends, I'm like speaking for a friend, they have full-blown relationships that are based off of like a whole text thread. Like
Yeah.
that is the relationship, right? And it can go for hours and hours at a time.
Mhm.
Is this a good idea? Meaning this is the new way we're going to be communicating, right? Or is this a really terrible idea?
Okay, I think it's a good idea because a lot of people feel less pressure to perform or to maybe they experience a lot of stress when they're speaking to someone in person or face to face. A lot of times people will be able to get their words out in a thoughtful and less rushed way through a text. Now, there's a whole other thing where people are using ChatGPT to write those texts, but if
Oh
you can
yeah.
be authentic and sincere in how you're communicating, often it really doesn't matter if it's happening via FaceTime, a phone call, or text. The issue that comes up that I see most often is that a lot of people will create this like fantasy or a feud from a text thread
Right.
that may not be accurately depicting what's really going on.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, for instance, if you don't get that good morning text or like the good night text, like these markers, it
Yes.
means like something's terribly wrong or if it's taking too long. And it just is like an added problem to the relationship. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're not able to do that in person, like rolling over and saying good morning, or hey, I'm at the door, I left your coffee on the, nightstand, love you so much, then yeah, the least you can do is send that good morning text or even a nice little wish for the day.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to substitute the texting for what you're doing in person or can't
Yeah.
do in person.
Okay, so if you had to give us one final piece of advice for not only like how to expect communications online, but for ourselves to be better communicators through the digital medium, what would be your piece of advice?
reread what you've sent or what you're going to send.
Yeah.
Reread it just once through. I can't tell you how many times, whether it's not just typos, right? Because we're all kind of used to that, but it's that the entire meaning of something can change with one word or one lack of punctuation or
Yeah.
extra. So just reread it once through. It may be very convenient. You might think, oh, I've got this down and I've got my talk to text down, but just reread it. If a conversation is important to you, take the time to go through and review it at least once.
Yeah, like edit. Make sure we edit.
Edit
That's the word of the
yourself.
day. That's right. Well, thank you, Dr. Viviana. I'm actually going to just text you and let you know how thankful I am. So, yeah, back on the phone. All right, perfect. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Got it.
Continue the conversation with Dr. Viviana. You can find her online at drviviana.com/vivid relationships or download her free new app. Again, it's free, called Vivid Relationships. We'd also love to ask your relationship questions to Dr. Viviana, so send your questions our way via email to mycoco@9news.com.